I guess going to Kyrie Irving. Um, I'm really, I was really hot about this earlier today. Um,
Oh,
like this really, this really pissed me off because not because Kyrie Irving hurt my feelings, but because Kyrie Irving is the type of person that wants to sound so smart, and it just doesn't come across. But
see, that's your fault. I don't let anything Kyrie Irving make or break my day.
but Kyrie Irving and the Nets were each fined $25,000 because he has not spoken to the media thus far. And after he got the fine and it became public, he issued a statement. Um, and the statement begins with a Malcolm X quote, which I will definitely get into. I've had enough of someone else's propaganda. I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. I'm for justice, no matter who's for it or against. I'm a human being first and foremost, and as such, I am for whoever and whatever benefits humanity as a whole. He then adds, I pray we utilize the fine money, in quotes, for the marginalized communities in need, especially seeing where our world is presently. I am here for peace, love, and greatness. So stop distracting me and my team and appreciate the art. We move different over here. I do not talk to pawns. My attention is worth more. He then ends with a Jewish star and a yelling emoji. Not, I mean, I shouldn't say Jew, a Star of David. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. But
You don't have to cut that out.
yeah, we don't have to cut that out. But what I did want to ask y'all is what is Kyrie trying to accomplish? What do you think Kyrie is trying to accomplish by
What?
not talking to the media?
Boy, we we wasting our time. Like I don't know. I don't know what Kyrie's trying to say. I don't know what that had to do with anything. I don't know. I'm I mean, what I'm not going to pretend to like I mean, we could talk about his clutch comments with LeBron. It's like, okay, that didn't make any sense, but I don't know what the Malcolm X quote was supposed to be. Like I don't know what injustice the media has done to I don't know. Like he's not Malcolm X. Like I don't I don't know. Like we move different over here. Oh my goodness. I don't the art, man. I just there's so many different layers to that statement that I don't know if we have time to go into. It's like enjoy the art. Like I guess basketball is art, but like I don't what are the Brooklyn Nets like artists now? I don't know, man. I don't.
I'm not shocked by this. This is almost the same thing he did when the fans were booing him at Boston. He was talking about basketball. It's not a way of life, man. You gotta live your life. I'm like, what does this have to do with dudes booing you just for putting signs up? Like, I don't. Kyrie's just always been this type of dude. Like, he finds these inspirational quotes and then finds a way to make them make no sense in his argument.
I'm for justice, no matter who's for it. What injustice is going on? I mean, I know there's injustice in the world, but what does that have to do with you talking to the media, like sports media? You know what I'm saying? Like Mike Greenberg I think Mike Greenberg said this on the radio one time. He was like, "Yeah, we're in like the play section of life. Like nothing we do actually matters. Like this is sports. Like it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?"
Thank you.
Like none of this, like he makes a whole bunch of money to do something like that doesn't really matter. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's cool. Like I love basketball, but it's not make or break. So I understand like, yeah, I hope the fine money goes to somebody some cause. I understand that much, but other than that, like, I don't know what injustice is being done to Kyrie Irving. Maybe he'll be able to explain it in a different statement. I don't know.
I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible because there's so many different things wrong with this statement. But the main thing I want to point out, the Malcolm X study quote that he picks out, that is from Malcolm X biography, and that is a favorite. For how do I put this without cursing? For people that are reading books for the first time and they want to say they sound smart, and that's the first book they go to. They will go to the 48 Laws of Power. They'll go to a couple different books, and that will be one of the first books. I love the autobiography of Malcolm X, but if we're gonna quote it, let's quote it in context. Malcolm X wrote that shortly before he died. He was talking about the injustices that he was having done to him. He was writing this after he had first gone to Mecca. If you've ever seen the movie Ali, they kind of show this as much as they can. But obviously, Mecca is a religious mantle. You can't film there, so on and so forth. But they show him going there. And he came back, and he was starting to separate himself or distance himself from Elijah Muhammad because he didn't feel like Elijah Muhammad was being as truthful with him as he would like and not living his raps, to put it colloquially. Like, he wasn't following.
Right.
That's the injustices he was talking about. And then the quote goes on to say, which I think what Kyrie is trying to get at, and I'll put a link to this on the Twitter account, but you can read this on genius.com. They have the whole book pretty much. But his quote is followed by, largely the Americans' white man's press refused to convey that I was now attempting to teach Negroes a new direction. With the 1964 long, hot summer steadily producing new instances, I was constantly accused of stirring up Negroes. Dog, if he's trying to equate himself on that conference call before they went into the bubble to stirring up Negroes, I'm going to lose my shit. Because that is the dumbest comparison. Like, the things that Malcolm X was going through in his life at that point in time are so far and more difficult than what Kyrie Irving is going on with the media. If he doesn't want to talk to the media, I get it. The media can ask dumb questions. I'm saying the media broadly, and I'm included in that now that I work in the media. Like, ask stupid questions sometimes. I've asked stupid questions before. But that doesn't mean that when you sign that contract, you sign on the dotted line that I am going to put myself through this as much as I possibly can. Doesn't mean you have to answer every stupid question, but you have to make yourself available to the media. Like, if you're working at Walmart and you're working on the floor helping out customers, you can't decide all of a sudden, I want to go back in the back room and not talk to the manager about going to work in the back room, or I want to go stock shelves so I don't have to deal with customers. You can do that, but you got to set that up with your employer because you have an employer, which gets me to I don't know what he's trying to get across with the word pawns. Yeah. Like, I don't know if he's trying to offend people, because, like, the media that he's talking to, the Stephen A. Smiths of the world, they're making so much money. They don't care if you call them a pawn. Like, they don't care, Kyrie. And then I'll finish here. Just like the fine money, he should know as the vice executive president, whatever his official title is, of the NBPA. The league representatives come together with the league. They split the money, and they decide what charities the money's going to. You know this already. He should know this already if he's a member. Like, there's so many different things wrong with this. But my biggest issue was the use of the Malcolm X quotes, because white people misuse Martin Luther King quotes, Malcolm X quotes, and he's just, I don't know what he's trying to say. He's basically, this is equivalent of saying, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock, Plymouth Rock landed on us, dog. And, like,
yeah, I mean, Kyrie Irving does not get the people going. Like, I mean, I don't know what this is, because it's stirring up Negroes. Like, what? Nothing Kyrie has said has stirred up anybody. I mean, I guess Ryan's a little bit stirred up, but I don't know. Next topic.
last thing, honestly, Kyrie,
I,
at this point, just I'd say don't talk. I agree with him. Just don't talk to the media. At this point, it might be better.
if he doesn't talk to the media, he will end up. I did the math. He will end up giving the NBA about $2 million. If we're saying he's getting fined $25,000 for every game that he doesn't. And I guess the last 2 points I'll say, like, Kyrie kind of always complaining about the media misconstruing his message, and this is not a shot at Kyrie. This is just a life thing that I've learned and I've been taught by my elders. It's just like communication is a two-way street. Just because you say something does not mean that that is how it has to be interpreted. Communication in part is by putting your words in a way so that the person understands what you are trying to communicate. And if they are not doing that, then you are probably not an effective communicator.
Yeah, and I understand, like, not wanting to talk to white folks about, like, your job. And I understand how the pressures of being a professional athlete are a little bit different, but it's not the equivalent of, like, being about to be assassinated. It's just not. Like, I don't know why I have to say that, but it's just not the same. Like, I understand, like, if he was some, like, Muhammad Ali type figure, maybe he would, yeah, but, you know, he's not. That's just, you know, that's just not what he is. He's a multimillionaire that, you know, that really has some issues with media. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's misunderstood. Yeah, I think to a certain degree he is, but I also don't know why he would say something like that.
I don't know. Like,
You can go.
I don't know.
I was just gonna say, like, the last thing I would say, like, on a positive note, before we go to break, Kyrie Irving, as people that are watching the video, I'm wearing my New Jersey hat. Kyrie is a New Jersey native. Grew up in West Orange, which is not too far where I grew up in North Plainfield, New Jersey. It's central northern New Jersey. I grew up in Somerset County. West Orange is in Essex County. For those who are outside New Jersey, that's a 20, 30-minute drive. Like, my brother went to high school in West Orange. And he's done a lot of good things for that community. He's done a lot of good things. He's talked a lot about how his mother has an indigenous background.
Right.
And he's done a lot to just giving back to people. He's donated meals and just a ton of stuff. So Kyrie's done a lot of good things. And I think Kyrie has a good heart. I think Kyrie is generally a good person. He's going to wear Kevin Durant out.